Gremlins. Adapted by Ari Kaplan, illustrated by Meg Dunn. Rand Peltzer was an inventor who made gadgets. Once, while he was traveling, he was in Chinatown and went to a curious store that was owned by Mr. Wing. There, Rand discovered a cute, fuzzy creature called a mogwai. He named the mogwai Gizmo. Rand planned to give the mogwai to his son Billy as a Christmas present. Billy loved movies about monsters and aliens, but Gizmo was more unusual than anything he'd ever seen. "What is it?" Billy asked. "It's your new pet," Rand replied. Then Rand told Billy that there were 3 rules he must obey. Never expose it to sunlight, never get it wet, never feed it after midnight. Bright light, bright light! Billy showed Gizmo to his friend Pete, but when Pete was playing with Gizmo, he accidentally spilled a glass of water on the creature. Uh-oh, Billy was supposed to keep the mogwai away from water. Suddenly, pop, 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 5 little fuzzballs shot out of Gizmo. Then the fuzzballs grew larger. They were mogwai too. 5 new ones, Pete said. But these new mogwai weren't friendly like Gizmo. They were mean and mischievous. At night, the new mogwai begged for food. Billy checked his clock. After all, he couldn't feed them after midnight. "Well, it's not midnight yet," he said with a shrug, so Billy gave them some fried chicken. However, he didn't know that the mischievous mogwai had unplugged his clock. It was after midnight. Oh no! Yum, yum. The next morning, Gizmo looked worried. Big green cocoons had formed around the other 5 mogwai. When the creatures emerged from the cocoons, they were green and scaly like lizards. They were no longer mogwai. Now they were gremlins. "They hatched!" Billy exclaimed. The gremlins started wrecking the house and causing trouble for Billy, his mother Lynn, and Gizmo, but they fought back. When a gremlin ate all of Lynn's Christmas cookies, she pointed at the monster and said, "Get out of my kitchen!" She was very brave. Working together, Billy, Lynn, and Gizmo stopped the gremlins from making any more mischief, but their leader, Stripe, escaped. Billy and Gizmo searched for Stripe. "Don't worry, Giz," Billy said. "We'll find him." They tracked Stripe's footprints to a nearby swimming pool. Splash! Stripe jumped in. The water bubbled and churned, instantly creating dozens of new gremlins. Soon Stripe had his own gremlin army. Stripe and his gremlin pals were causing trouble everywhere. Billy's friend Kate worked at a restaurant. Gremlins invaded the place and ordered her around, forcing her to serve them food. Okay, Kate said. Then she had an idea. She aimed a camera at the gremlins. When she pressed a button, the flash of light exploded in their faces. The gremlins scattered, terrified. Elsewhere, the gremlins cackled with glee. They enjoyed frightening people, but some people weren't scared. Pete used a slingshot to keep the gremlins away from his house. The gremlins scurried away. "Where'd they all go?" Kate asked. Billy realized they were going to a movie theater. After all, one of the rules was never expose them to sunlight, so going to the movies was perfect. Billy and Kate trapped the gremlins in the theater and made sure they couldn't escape. But Stripe did escape. He was the last gremlin who needed to be captured. "Where was he?" "In the department store," Kate yelled, pointing across the street. That was where Stripe was. Billy and Gizmo went to the store to look for him. When Stripe stood near a big window, Gizmo drove bravely towards him in a toy car and opened the blinds. The sunbeam came streaming through the window and melted Stripe. The gremlins would cause no more trouble. After their adventure, Billy, his parents, and Gizmo were relaxing by the fireplace. There was a knock at the door. It was Mr. Wing, Gizmo's original owner. Mr. Wing was upset that Billy had broken the 3 rules. He didn't think Billy was responsible enough to look after the mogwai. "Perhaps someday you may be ready," Mr. Wing said. Until then, he would take care of Gizmo. Before Gizmo left, he had one final message, which he said in the cutest of mogwai voices. "Bye-bye, Billy." Billy was sad to see Gizmo go, but he was happy that he'd made such a wonderful furry friend. Good night. I love you.